Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Ramblin Deano's Coffee and a Song. Great to have you here. I'm just rearranging some things on my screen here that, of course, screwed up at the very last minute. So I can get my lyrics in front of you here. Let's see here. All right. There we go. Hey, I live in the metropolitan area that was supposed to host the Democratic Convention. And so I thought I'd use this old illustration of a Democratic convention as my background for my political songs for today. Hello, everybody. As usual, I will make the commercial announcements before moving into the music here. So I'm doing a series of shows starting on the 16th. There'll be 6 nights in a row that at 7 p.m. Central Time. I will do a set of various songs that I've written for various Waco Brothers albums, a different album each night, and then fill out the set each night with some kind of greatest hits. So it'll be an assortment of Waco's tunes every night. But all of these shows are to benefit 6 specific venues that I love, and so I'm hoping you'll tune into those shows. But yesterday, I'm sure most of you saw my Facebook posts, but I've come up with these opportunities for you to just kind of give a tip for the whole week, which, there's a silver ticket, a 6-day pass, that's $30. That's the equivalent of $5 a show. And then if you're feeling generous and can afford it, there's a gold ticket that's $10 a show. And all of that money is going towards these venues who have been shut down, and it's going to either help them get reopened or help their employee funds, just throwing money in the pot to these businesses that have been suffering for well over 2 months now. It's hard to pay those bills when you're not open for business. And the other way I devised for you to give money to them was a poster that I created. It turned out pretty cool looking. It's 11 by 17. I am going to mail these rolled, not flat. The shipping materials were too expensive and hard to come by to do it properly flat. They're 11 by 17. The poster is $30. Is the poster worth $30? Of course not. But the idea of it is that money is going towards all of these clubs. So again, that $30 you spend on a poster, $5 will go to each of the 6 clubs. One of the reasons I'm encouraging you to do that this way, rather than just tip for your local club or for the club that you're familiar with or whatever show that you attend, is some of these venues are in smaller markets and have smaller followings, and it's a way for me to kind of spread the wealth here rather than, I would predict that shows like the ones for the Hideout in Chicago and the one for the Horseshoe in Toronto, those being big cities, would naturally do better than Galesburg, Illinois, where the Fat Fish Pub is a lovely little venue that's hosted me and a lot of other great music. So I'm kind of trying to spread this money around. So think about that. But of course, if you want to direct your money to one club or whatever, those tip jars will be there for each individual show. It's going to be a lot of fun, I think. The shows should be cool. Hey, so this is going to be day 2 of my political shows. I told you this week I was going to do all political stuff, and I'm going to try and keep it all my own material. Friday will be George Jones Day. We'll take a break before the weekend from all the political stuff. So these three songs I talked yesterday about. How I have kind of written songs that incorporate political thought in a couple different general ways. You know, when I write it for the Waco Brothers or the rock bands that I'm in, I tend to be a little more subtle and a little bit more. You know, there's more of an attempt to be poetic, for lack of a better word. When I write for the Ramblin Deano projects, they're generally a bit more straightforward and to the point. So because we were supposed to hold the Democratic Convention here, I had planned on busking during that convention, and and a couple of these songs that I'm going to play for you today, I wrote specifically for that. I don't really know how or when that's going to happen. I haven't paid attention to the news on what the Democratic Convention is going to look like, if anything, this year. But my thought with these songs for busking was, well, you know, it's going to be passers-by, so these points have to be made quickly and succinctly and maybe catch someone's ear as they're walking by. I'm not going to have time to have this lengthy verse that develops a bunch of ideas. So they're really simple, really straightforward. And they were intended to be. Here's the first one. This is called "Old White Men," a demographic that I'm continually hammering on, and a demographic that I belong to, as the song says. Old white men that look a lot like me. Old white men, they don't like what they see. A future as a minority. They're losing their grip, they're losing their teeth. Old white men have called the shots so long. Let's keep them in power, what could go wrong? Old white men have called the shots so long. Hey, let's keep them in power. Yeah, what could go wrong? Old white men know better than their brothers. They know better than their sisters and their mothers. They rule this world with their steady old hands that they used to play golf and slap each other's backs. Old white men, they look a lot like me, yeah. Let's keep them in power, how would that be? Old white men have called the shots so long. Let's keep them in power. Hey, what could go wrong? White men built the prisons and the bars. They built the cannons, they built the cars. They built a dollhouse for the little girls to shelter them from their mean old world. Old white men have called the shots so long. Yeah, let's keep them in power, what could go wrong? Old white men have called the shots so long. Let's keep them in power. Hey, what could go wrong? Old white men, they look a lot like me. Indeed they do. Old white men. That last verse about building the prisons, the bars, the cannons, the cars was meant to be sort of a liberal parody of James Brown's "It's a Man's World, This is a Man's World." So yeah, I mean, I wish I could. I wish I had a future of strumming songs like that and others, you know, in front of Fiserv Forum where the DNC convention was supposed to be. But we'll see if that happens. I don't know. I may have to do virtual busking or something. So this next one I actually wrote for the Ramblin Deano and the Enablers record, but we kind of didn't get around to it. I kind of shoved it off to the side when we were in the process of recording because it just I wasn't feeling it for whatever reason. The working title for this is Liberalism Schoolhouse Rock. So the the idea behind the song is that from, if you read comment threads and people's memes and all these things, people seem to have a really incorrect notion, some people, of what it means to be a liberal or means to be a progressive or means to be a socialist. They, for some reason, think that socialism is equivalent to tyranny, and that socialists are going to take over every aspect of their lives. Yet, for some reason, these same people don't seem bothered by the fact that there are stormtroopers marching down their street beating up people for protesting. Go figure. Anyway, so in my head there was there's a Schoolhouse Rock cartoon where you know, a little Schoolhouse Rock character explains in very basic terms what it means to be a liberal, a progressive, and or a socialist. So let's see, this has got a lot of chord changes in it, so hopefully I can remember them all. Well, I'm a liberal, a progressive, just to be perfectly clear. A liberal, a socialist, I'm the pinko that you fear. Yeah, I'm the pinko that you fear. This shouldn't require explanation, not at this late a date. But allow me to give a little lesson, allow me to explain. Liberal just means being open to new ideas and change. It's not a sign of weakness, we're not stupid or insane. Most of us anyway. I'm a liberal, progressive, just to be perfectly clear. A liberal, a socialist, I'm the pinko that you fear. Yeah, I'm the pinko that you fear. Progressives simply favor progress, as the label would imply. The people before corporations, science before lies. Socialists think that basic needs like food and shelter and health should be guaranteed, not a source of profit or wealth. Does that sound nuts? I'm a liberal, a progressive, just to be perfectly clear. A liberal, a socialist, I'm the pinko that you fear. Yeah, I'm the pinko that you fear. Yeah, I'm the pinko that you fear. Yeah. Thank you very much. All right, a fun little ditty, I think. So I'm sure some of the intellects among you could pick holes in my random simplified definitions of those terms, but I think it gets the point across. All righty, so we got one more. This is another one that I wrote with the intention of my busking. I kind of rewrote the chorus, though, as I was going over it last night, and made it chorus a little lengthier than it was. You know, so hey, you guys can weigh in on this. This song uses the term bastards, and I don't know whether that's still a politically correct insult, but it's called "Let's Vote the Bastards Out." I can change that if that's outdated and offensive at this point, but that's how it's going to get performed right now. All right. Let's end this crazy nightmare. Let's vote the bastards out. We can put them out to pasture. Together there's no doubt. We'll pry this big, beautiful land from their cold and greedy hands. Let's end this crazy nightmare. Let's vote the bastards out. Well, I don't care if you're poor or rich. You're better off without Don and Mitch. I don't care if you're rich or poor. It's time to show these bigots the door. Whoever you sleep with at night, however you identify, whichever bathroom that you use, if you've been singing the Red State Blues, then let's end this crazy nightmare. Let's vote the bastards out. But we can put them out to pasture. Together there's no doubt. We'll pry this big, beautiful land from their cold and greedy hands. Let's end this crazy nightmare. Let's vote the bastards out. Well, your color makes no difference to me. You might be a refugee. No matter what language you speak, I'm singing about your country. Liberals, progressives, moderates, together there are more of us than the rest. Man of the cloth or atheist, we're taking back our country. Well, let's end this crazy nightmare. Let's vote the bastards out. Well, we can put them out to pasture. Together there's no doubt. We'll pry this big, beautiful land from their cold and greedy hands. Let's end this crazy nightmare. Let's vote the bastards out. I said let's end this fucking nightmare. Let's vote those assholes out. Is that plain enough for you? Hey, thank you very much for joining me as always. As always, appreciate your tips, appreciate your subscriptions, appreciate your support in general, appreciate the dialogue. And I see that my polling numbers indicate that bastards is okay. Assholes works too, apparently. But you know, I'm sure with the potential for commercial radio play of this song, I've got to be careful about FCC regulations. Hey, so I'll be back here tomorrow with some more protest material, and I will certainly again encourage you to order up a poster or order one of those silver or gold tickets to my benefit shows for 6 really awesome venues that really need our support to help get through this. And I've already, some of you have already made purchases, and I think this is going to be a really successful, you know, kind of week worth of shows that I'm really looking forward to. So as always, stay safe, stay sane, stay home if you can, and I love y'all. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.